Welcome back to another glorious day of racing at the NRRA. Today we are back again. This is the season starter for the Junior Cup season, on Season 3 of the Junior Cup season. This will be the first race back since last season. Last season's championship winner was Levi Landeros. Last team championship winner was LHR. Getting ready to go green here in a few minutes. The racers of today are only three. There's Levi Landeros, and there's Levi Landeros in number 15, Nick Rutz in the number 9, and Walter White in the number 67. Both Nick and Levi driving for LHR. Walter White is driving for JGR, making once again, another race to add to their stats. Looks like it's time to turn it loose. Green flag flies, and let's go racing in the Junior Cup Series. Here we go. Levi behind Nick. Nick's taking the lead and staying in the lead to hold it. Levi coming up into turn 1. Levi on the outside, Nick on the inside. Walter White still behind. Levi on the outside, Nick on the inside still. Levi trying to push down onto the inside. Car is forcing him onto the outside, not quite braking all that much. Nick almost spins, kind of losing it a bit there. Going on to the inside, Nick still holding his position. Walter White falling back behind. Levi Landeros onto the outside, Walter White making up some ground. Nick still on the inside, holding his ground. Levi on the very outside, almost touching the wall, and there he goes, touches the wall there. Nick on the inside still, or trying to at least hold a middle line, or maybe on the inside. Walter White still far behind. Walter White, 6 milliseconds behind, sorry. No, sorry, yes. I'm lost. Sorry. Nick on the inside. Levi gives him a little bump. Walter White still behind. Nick and Levi going in a straight line, kind of in the middle lane. On the back stretch of the track, we're on lap 2 up into turn 4. Into turn 3 and 4. Nick still on the outside. Levi in the middle lane. Walter White being on the inside, trying to keep it up. The only racer who is not here today that attended qualifying yesterday is Joseph. After an injury during practice after qualifying, he was not able to attend the race. Nick pushing out that gap between him and the rest of the field. I don't know why I say field when there's only 2 other people besides him. Pushing himself away from Levi and Walter White. Walter White trying to go on the outside, but Levi takes it on the outside to try and block him. Walter White up onto the outside of Landeros. Walter White on the outside of Levi. Nick going down into the inside. Walter White has lost it apparently. Still on the outside. Nick coming up into the line, up into lap 4. Walter White on the outside trying to overtake Levi. Walter White on the outside. Walter White on the outside coming into turn 1. Nick still holding the lead strong. Walter White falls back after braking. Down onto the inside. Can Walter take second place from Levi? Yes, he can. He has done it. The rookie has done it. Levi going over onto this inside. He's got the inside. If Walter tries turning now, he's just going to spin himself. Walter shoots up to the outside. Nick still holding his position in first. Levi still holding it tight for around the turn. Nick still leading via a very long stretch. Up into lap 5. Walter White falls 1 second behind the leader. 1 second behind the leader. Closing in on Levi, gives Levi a slight tap. Levi taps the wall, trying to look behind him. Walter White falls back tremendously. Levi's still trying to catch up to Nick, but he can't quite get up there. Walter White has fallen far back behind the field. Or behind the leaders. Has fallen far back behind the leaders. Coming at the line, it's now lap 6. Let's see how far back Walter White is. Walter White is 4 seconds behind the leader. Coming into turn 1, Nick going down onto the inside. Levi trying to hold an inside lane while also trying to get speed out of the turn. bumping the wall just a slight bit. Walter White still far back behind. Levi catches up to Nick, trying to get the lead from Nick in the first few laps of this race. Bumping the wall once again. Levi picking up a little bit of speed. Lap 7 of the race. Coming up towards turn 1, into turn 1. Levi trying to keep a bottom lane, being shot up to the outside, hitting the wall and riding the wall. Not going to give him a slight bit of advantage there. Nick still holding the lead greatly. Levi is still behind him. Coming into turn 4. Nick still holding the lead. Levi going under Nick. Can Levi take the lead from Nick underneath him? Nick's holding it down, trying to keep that lead. Levi slightly pushing him up into the wall. Nick keeps that slight, how would you call it? Keeps the slight nose out there. Holds it down for a little longer as Levi. Coming into turn 1, Levi's going to probably try and do it again, and he does. But he doesn't succeed this time. Nick's still holding his ground. Nick's still defending greatly. We're on lap 8, and we're starting to get a little intense, and the race isn't even halfway done yet. Here we go, onto the back stretch. Nick's still fighting for the lead. Nick is still fighting to keep the lead. Into turn 4, Levi on the outside, kind of messing up a bit there and forcing himself onto the outside and trying to stay off of the wall. Nick getting a gap out between him and Levi. Walter White is nowhere to be found. Walter White has DNF'd. It is official. Walter White has DNF'd. Walter White is out of the race. We'll wait to hear from race officials to see if the race will end early or not. Off of turn 4, though, we are still green. Off of turn 2, sorry. Up into turn 3. Nick's still holding the lead. Levi trying to get under him again. Getting stopped by the underskirt of the track. Oh, wait a minute. He hasn't DNF'd yet. He's just 6 seconds behind. Up into turn 1. Nick's still fighting for that lead. Can Levi get under Nick in this lap here? No, he cannot. Off of turn 2, onto the back stretch. It's Nick and Levi still fighting. Levi trying to catch up to Nick. Levi trying to catch up to Nick and trying to get on the inside of Nick. But he just doesn't have that momentum. He doesn't have that speed. Off of turn 4, Nick taps the wall. On lap 11 now. Levi right on the tail of Nick. Can Levi get around Nick this time? By the looks of it, can he do it? Can he get under Nick? He can. He will get under Nick, and he'll take the lead from Nick. And on lap 11, Levi takes the lead from Nick. But he's still got a while to go. Can he hold that lead? Up, caution flies. Caution is out for the first time today. By the looks of it, the caution is out because Walter White has DNF'd. It is official. Walter White has DNF'd. We're going to be waiting on the race officials to decide on what's going to happen now. It is official. Walter White has DNF'd. coming up to the restart zone. Having a bit of technical difficulties. They are pitting. The track will stay under yellow until the trucks come out the pit. Levi has a slight speed advantage in the pit, apparently. Levi goes into his pit. So does Nick. But Levi will get out faster. Oh, and he's been stopped by the second pit. Nick will gain the lead. Nick will be the leader of the caution. Levi's still stuck in the pit, and there he goes. Race control just announced that because of the DNF of Walter White, the race will end on lap 20. We are on lap 13, meaning that when we go green, we'll be on lap 14 with 6 to go, I think. That means it's gonna be a battle between the two teammates for the win here at Michigan. For the win at the Michigan 100. And Nick gets a little into Levi and spins him on the right before the restart. Levi slows down. Because of this, we're gonna go green on turn 1. Here comes Nick. Going green into turn 1. Into turn 1, Levi still holding the lead. Nick behind a bit. Levi trying to stay off the wall. Nick on the inside. Levi shooting down onto the inside to try and hold his lead. Lap 14 of the race. Nick behind Levi, both on the outside right now, on the back stretch, and coming on turn 3. Levi in the middle lane, going down, trying to get onto the inside. Nick on the inside. Levi holding on to the inside, trying to stay up in the lead off of turn 3 and onto the front stretch. Onto the front stretch and onto lap 15, 5 to go. Levi still holding tight. Nick on the outside of Levi. Nick right behind and on the tail of Levi. On the tail of Levi is Nick. Levi on the outside, or both going onto the outside. Nick kind of pushing Levi into the wall slightly. They're side by side, or almost side by side. Levi has that farther margin out there. Nick pushing back a bit. Levi lifting off slightly just so he doesn't go up into the wall. Nick trying to use Levi as a wall to push him further down so he can get more speed out of it. Levi and Nick bumping each other. The two teammates are bumping each other, trying to get the lead for themselves. On to turn 1. We're going to stay like this, apparently, up too wide. staying side by side. Nick still using Levi as a wall. Levi trying to hold his lead in the lead on lap 16 of the race. Oh, boom. Onto the outside, still side by side. Levi going into the wall. Nick pulling off slightly. Still side by side going into lap 17. 3 to go, I think. Nick takes the lead from Levi. Levi goes up into the wall. Levi trying to get back into the lead with Nick. Levi bumps into Nick, takes the lead from him once again. They kind of lock each other. They lock with each other onto turn 3. Nick getting that farther and more speed out of the turn than Levi does. Levi being shot to the outside, holding it down, trying to get the lead back from Nick, but I don't think he can do it. Lap 18, 2 to go. Oh, sorry, no, 3 to go, actually. 3 to go. Levi's still trying to get the lead from him, but he's being blocked off. His teammate is doing very good at trying to defend himself and defend that position that he's in right now. Nick trying to defend everything he can just to get the win at Michigan. Can he do it? Can Levi possibly get the win here at Michigan today? Levi is still on the outside. Nick pulling off the speed to try and get further in front of Levi. 2 to go. We're getting close to the white flag. 2 to go. Nick still holding the lead off from Levi. Levi giving Nick slight boost and a tap. Levi to the inside of Nick to take or try to take the lead. Will this be another repeat? If they stay like this, it's going to be a drag race to the end. Nick pushing Levi off track. We can't tell if that was him pushing him off track or if that was just a walk-up with the cars. Into turn 3. Nick on the outside. Levi trying to keep Nick on the outside so Nick can't get that speed, but Nick still gets that speed on the outside as Levi tries keeping the inside lane. Nick on the outside. Levi still on the inside. It's going to be a drag race if they stay like this up for the last lap. White flag is out. Final lap. It's going to be, who's it going to be? Into turn 1, Nick on the outside, Levi on the inside. On the outside, Nick still staying on the outside, backing up into the back. Will it be Levi this race? I don't think so. Nick trying to get behind Levi and get below him. Can Nick do it? Levi trying to defend the inside on the back stretch. Nick on the outside, trying to defend the lead from Nick. Up into turn 3. Nick giving him slight boost and pushing him up the track. Nick takes the lead from Levi and goes onto the inside. Levi's lost it. Levi's lost the lead, but can he still get that speed up and get under Nick? Can he do it? I don't think he can. It's going to be slight, but it's going to be Nick. Nick will win that Michigan. Nick will win the first race back at the Junior Cup at Michigan. Wow. And as you are seeing it here right now, this is your race winner. Nick Rutz wins his 4th race, and this was his last race as a rookie. This was his last race as a rookie, and he won the race at Michigan. Nick Rutz wins the Michigan 100, the first race back at the first race back of the Junior Cup of the NRRA Jr. Cup. Nick wins it, and this was his final race as a rookie. And look at that. There's your race winner right there. Thank you all for joining us. Please join us next week, or maybe join us tomorrow and Sunday for the Winston and the American Thunder Cup Series. Have a good day and keep racing.